Hey guys, come on in. It's after 7 o'clock, I think, y'all. I know one of my followers was saying that after 7 o'clock on a weekday is a good day to come on live. So I decided to come on after 7 o'clock today. I did not put it in my community tab, and I'm sorry. I just decided to just pop on, but I will put it on my community tab from now on because I did say that. I had a long work week, y'all. A long work week. Today was my 6th day working. So your girl had looked like 6 days of work. When I got home today, I just put it up in a puff. I was like, I need to wash it. So like I'm not too much worried about it. But how are y'all guys doing? Hey, hey, hey. But let a few more people see if a few more people are gonna come on, guys, and then I'll get started for tonight. What are y'all reading? What are y'all reading? Now my shoulders look so broad. Hey y'all, hey. Y'all, it has been a long week. So of course I got my one of my favorite little mugs. I don't know if it's um one thing y'all probably will know about me or see about me is that I love cups. I love cups, I love glasses, I love electronics, like I love a lot of stuff. But I had a long week at work, and tonight I have my Barnes and Noble cup, and I have my wine. Yes, I am a wine drinker. Hey y'all. All right guys, so I wanted to just pop on just to have some conversations with you guys, just to let you guys know that I am on here. And I just wanted to show you guys a little stuff, a little thing, some things that I have, and I just want to talk about books. So I don't know if y'all guys do this or not, but like the book journals, um, I got two of them actually. One of them is one that I got from a store that I visited out of town, and because I wanted like a simpler book journal that I could use to record the books that I read. And y'all, ever since I had this thinking thing, I've only like did 2 books. No, just 1 book, y'all. I don't know why I thought I did more than 1 book, but I just did 1 book. And so like that's how the pages will like fan out. And then this is what the front of it says: for the love of books. But just a little book journal. Do y'all do book journals? And the bookstore in my city, I did get a reading journal from there. It's just a little personal reading journal. I like this one, but I did not like this one because it just had too much in it to fill out, and it kind of felt intimidating. Like that one, it only had like 2 pages, and this one has like 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. And I don't know, y'all, that just felt kind of intimidating for me. I just wanted to be able to like this one, to rate the book, tell the name of the book, tell who wrote the book. And that's pretty much like, okay, a quote or whatever. But I just did not want a whole bunch of stuff to write about the book. Like this one, it just says like the title, the author, you rating the book, the gender, genre, recommended by, like if anybody did, plot, stuff like that. Then favorite quote, and then a book review. Like that was pretty much all I needed for a book review. And I was like, this is just perfect, right up my alley. Hey, bookish introvert. I am. I'm actually having a good day because I'm off. I did a 6-day stretch at work this week, and I'm just happy to be off. And like I said, y'all gotta excuse my hair. This is 6-day hair, and I just put it up in a high puff, and I'm just going with it. I think that's just like me. I have more than one book journal, reading journal, and I constantly forget to use them. So, and I also want to, like, I had in my mind to like make one out of just a regular notebook type deal thing or whatever. But I'm like, Yolanda, if you don't even use the ones that you bought, like, are you gonna use one that you make? Hey, Matt. Yeah, I actually went to work today, so like I'll be off for the next 7 days. I don't think I have to work on my PRN job, but some of those days are filled with appointments for myself, my mom, and my daughter. You at work? I got off today, so I'm off this weekend. So I'm guessing you gotta work this weekend, man. I love you too. I put a reel on Facebook that somebody's birthday was coming up. You know who birthday it is? Did you see it? Yeah, on my Facebook page, I put a reel. It was like, you remember when I came up there and we went out to eat and everything at that restaurant and stuff? I put a reel on there, and it was like somebody's birthday is coming up or whatever, and it was like you pictures of you when we went out to eat. You need you. I'm pretty sure your wife probably seen it. You just be off, Matt. Okay, I was getting to that bookish introvert. I have it right here, and I was going to show you guys what I'm reading. So, of course, you remember when I put the post up about like how many books you read. I'm actually currently reading 3 books right now. I'm almost finished with this one. I started this one yesterday, and I'm almost finished with this one already. If only I had told her, by Laura Nolan. I read book 1 in like a couple of days, and that was only because I went to my brother's for the 4th of July. So that's why it took me kind of longer to read it. So I started this one either yesterday or the day before, and I'm almost done with it. Like, here is actually where I am on this book. Like, this is how much I have left. This book is good. I really do like that book. Those 2 books was like the first books that I read from her. So like I'm really enjoying her books. And then I'm reading The Dinner List. Have y'all heard of this one? By Rebecca Salel. Not quite sure how to say that name. But I have just started reading this one, so I'm not that far in. I think I'm like 9% into this one. And I don't know, like, I think I started reading it at a wrong time for me or whatever, so I'm going to like start this one over and read this one as well. And then, like, I am a part of a book club here in my city, and the August pick is First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston. So I'm also starting to read this one. So those are the 3 current books that like I have in my hand that I'm actually reading at this time. You don't think you heard of which one? The Dinner List? What are you currently reading? Matt, how your night going at work? So y'all know that the July wrap up is coming up. Oh, yeah, I didn't hear. The way I heard about the dinner list is there's a girl that I follow on YouTube. Her name is Bree. It's slow. The girl that I follow on YouTube, her name is Bree, and she recommended this book. So that's how I got on top of the dinner list. And like I said, I gotta start reading that one over, even though I'm just 9% in. But it's like, it's not really capturing me at this moment. So I'm gonna just start reading that one over and see if like I could pay more attention to the book, and maybe I start liking it. But this one, to my understanding, is just pretty much about a girl who um kind of like invited, I think it says 5 people to dinner. And well, let me read it. It says, at one point or another, we've all been asked to name 5 people, living or dead, with whom we'd like to have dinner. Why do we choose the people we do, and what if the dinner was actually to happen? So the girl named Sabrina, I think, to my understanding, the girl named Sabrina, her name is Sabrina, so she invited like 5 people to have dinner, and like out of those 5 people, whatever, I think like each one of them like have done something or whatever within their lifespan or something like that. And it's like uh the dinner list graphs with in the dinner table conversation has become clear there's a reason it's 6 people have been gathered together. So like the back of it don't really go into detail about why she chose the 6 people, but it's like she chose 6 people to have dinner with, and out of those 6 people, I think like they either did something to her or whatever throughout their lifetime, however that goes. And that's why she chose them. But I gotta read it to actually really get the full gesture of it, because sometimes sometimes the back of the books are so bland, like they really don't tell you too much about what's going on in the book unless you actually read it. What you leave behind. I want to say that I have read that. I'm not read that book. I have seen that book, but I don't think. Or I know I don't have it on my shelf. Um, but that book sounds so familiar to me, but I don't have that one. But I will look that book up. Are you liking that book? Is it like, what is it? It's a thriller. Yeah, I do read books that are based off of movies. I'm trying to think of a book that I have read that was based off a movie. I know I've read one book that is actually going to become a movie, and well, I'm reading it also now, and that's The Children of Blood and Bones. And what other book have I read that's based? Oh, Daisy Jones and the Six. I've read that one, and it's based off a movie. Um, what other books have I read that's based off a movie? Where the Crawdad Sings. Yeah, I have read books that's like based off of movies. Um, Sometimes I like to like read the book first, then look at the movie, or vice versa, because like the book always have more than the movie has in it. So for me, I don't think it really per se matters that much. Hey, Scorpio rising. I was wondering when you was gonna pop in. It's a mystery. Yeah. I like mysteries. I like thrillers and mysteries, and of course contemporary romance, like all the light fluffy tropes. I do like that kind of books. And as you can see, like I do dip my hand in fantasy, but y'all, this part right here is pretty much the only fantasy part I have on any of my bookshelves. I don't really deal with fantasy that much, and the reason why I don't really deal with fantasy that much is because the fantasy books look like this. So like that's kind of like why I don't deal with fantasies that much. But some of the fantasy books are truly good because I love Fourth Wing. I read the Court of Thorns and Roses. Like, I love those books. But fantasy books are just so thick, and so like if I can't find them on an audio, like I just don't care about reading them. So, uh, what you seen? You seen the size of that book? Yeah, fantasy books, bro. Fantasy books are just too dang on thick, and because like for me, it gets to a point in a fantasy book that's thick like that. It gets to a point that like I don't know. It gets to a point like it just feels like it's just repetitive writing, and like it just never goes nowhere for from like the first half of the book, the middle of the book just keep going back and forth with the same stuff, and then that's at the end of the book is when you get the rest of the story. And I don't know, I don't want to read a book that long to get to that point. Yeah, they Scorpio rising, they are too long. Now, if I can read it on audio, because like that's how I read the Court of Thorns and Roses on audio, I will be good. But no, no, I cannot just read a fantasy book like that just off of just looking at the book alone. What, you feel that way about thrillers too? What, like they're too long? Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I read your second comment. Yeah, I feel like that too. I mean, because like there's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can do, and with a thriller that's 400-500 pages long, like I mean, the characters are doing constantly like the same thing over and over again. Yeah, listen, I'm like that about contemporary romance books. Like I am a contemporary romance book lover through and through, but I do love a great thriller and a mystery sometime though. Like, you know, I gotta have it. Sometimes I gotta let those light fluffy reads go and like see, somebody, burying somebody or running somebody over with a car, something like that. Like I gotta have some kind of thrill in my life. So, but guys, soon I will be putting on my July wrap up. Y'all, I'm so excited to do this July wrap up because I did not read every book that I said I was gonna read in July, but I read a good amount of books, and I was just so proud of the amount of books that I read. So I'll be happy to do that July wrap up soon, because I've already put out there my August TBR, and I'm excited about my August TBR as well. But I'm just really excited about this book club that I'm a part of in Thomasville, in my city, because like this is like an active book club, y'all. How many of y'all are a part of a book club besides like a book club like online, like part of an actual book club where you go places, meet places, and like talk about the books that you have actually read for that month? I'm actually a part of one now, and like I said, this right here was the book that they picked. We picked uh off of Facebook, off of the actual book club. And like they go places, they go to restaurants, they go to distillers, they go to like wine places and everything, and like we meet about these books, and I'm just so all for that, y'all. Like that is just like the highlight of my day. So the book club that you're actually like physical book club that you're actually a part of, like do y'all go different places and meet and talk about the books? Yeah. I'm a part of a couple of virtuals too, like Danny Reed's. Like I'm a part. Well, I've been a part of her book club, but I haven't been following what they are actually reading, um, until like now. And so on her book club, Danny Reed's, they actually pick the books that they're gonna read like for 3 months. So August, September, October. Like they didn't already pick those books, and then like when the months come around, you just know what you're gonna read. And I like that as well. But y'all, it's just something about meeting at a place where like they only sell alcoholic beverages and charcuterie boards with cheese and different stuff like that, and just enjoying people who love books as much as you do. Like, that just brings so much joy to my heart. And y'all, I think on the last live that I did, I think I told you guys that I was actually going to a silent book club hour reading. Oh my God, y'all, I loved it. We went to a place called Farmer's Daughter, and like there they just sell like the wines, alcoholic beverages, and like you can get a cheese board, you can get a charcuterie board, I think that's how you say it. And it was just a whole, y'all, it was so full. It was like full from front to back. And we sat there for an hour and read read a book. It was beautiful, y'all. It was beautiful, and I never did that before. That was like my first time doing that, and I loved it. It was so exciting. Like I really did enjoy that hour. And I actually did buy a book while I was there, because the book the bookshelf was there, and I actually did buy a book from them at the Farmer's Daughter, and this is the book that I bought when I was there. Sprayed Edges. I don't know if y'all have seen or heard of this book, because I haven't, but this is the book that I bought from the Silent Book Club hour that I attended. And what they did, y'all, the place that hosted it, like when you have to get a ticket, and when you come in, they gave you like a bookmark. And I wonder, do I have the bookmark in this book? No, like the ticket bookmark that they gave, I don't even know what I did with it, but it's somewhere around here. They gave you a bookmark that looks like a ticket, and it allowed you to get 10% off of like all the things that they had at the store, and then 10% off the books that they were selling. Y'all don't, not so much anymore. Was it because of COVID that y'all don't like meet anymore as much? Every like I just joined this book club um this month, when because I met her at the Silent Book Club, and she lived in my city, and she had a book club, and I think she has like over 600 people in her book club. And they had a meet they was reading a book for July, and they actually just recently this week, I think it was this weekend, had a book club meeting at the tavern up here in Thomasville. And I'm guessing that they meet like once a month, but I know more once I actually start going to the book club meetings. But they meet once a month, I'm thinking, and they also do it virtual for the people who does not live like in the town. So I'm very excited to attend one of them, because I'm wondering where we're gonna go. But the Silent Book Club hour that I went to earlier in this month, they're having another one, and it's at a different place in Thomasville. So I'm excited to go to that one too. Which book you want to read, Scorpio Rise? Are you talking to me or Bookish Introvert? Okay, cool beans. I was a part of a, well, I'm still am a part of the book club at my public library, but I haven't been since the first time that I went. But I'm going to get back into it. It's more of an older crew, um. So like I said, I only been once, but I am gonna go back again because I am gonna give that book club a try, just because it was an older crew. That doesn't mean like you can't have a good time at that book club. And at that book club in the public library, she does like arts and crafts that kind of mimics the book that we actually read for that book club month. And the last one, but like I couldn't go to the last one that they had that I knew of, but it's like the second Tuesday in every month. But the one that I was going to go to after my first one, they actually read Yellowface. So book introvert, I know you like to go to the library, right? Y'all, do your library have a book club? There's one of my subscribers, Val, Lonesome Dove. I'm surprised I don't see her on here because she was one of the ones that suggested that I come on like after 7 because of her work hours. I was hoping that she would see me and pop on, but I didn't put it in my community tab, so I'll make sure I put it there so next time I can make sure that she joins. They don't have a book club. Is it a small library? Because our library is pretty big. And y'all, I tell people a lot, like, don't sleep on the library. The library has very good books, up-to-date books, and they're free. Just like, and I think Book Introvert, I think you had said something to me about that too. Like, they're free. Like, you like to go to the public library. Yeah, I knew you love the public library. Okay, so do you have you must have a pretty big library. Yeah, Scorpio Rising, when you said that they didn't have a book club, I kind of figured like it probably was a small library. So which bookstores do y'all go to? Barnes and Noble, Books a Million? Do y'all have like independent bookstores that y'all go to? Oh my goodness. So you're blessed to be able to go to 3 different libraries within 5-mile radius, honey. I go to 2 of them, one in my city and then one in Florida, which is not too far away from me, and like I love it. I go in and say, well, Yolanda, just get one book because as you can see, like, I don't need a whole bunch of books. But when I do go in, y'all, I come out with more than one book. I come out with more than one book. That never works. Oh, girl, I love Target too. As you can see, girl, yes, I love Target too. Who don't like Target, girl? Who don't like Target? On your Kindle Unlimited. I like to read on there too. It's just something about my Kindle that I love reading on my Kindle as well. Remember I have I don't know if I told you guys or not, but I have a Kindle Scribe and a Kindle Paperwhite, and they both serve a purpose. Just depending on where I'm at, what I'm doing. I usually try to read on my Kindle Scribe when I'm home, because it's a big size one and I don't have it right at hand. But usually when I'm home, when I get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 or whatever, I usually use my Kindle Scribe because I can annotate on there. And like if I'm traveling or like if I'm going to a coffee shop or whatever to read, I usually use my Kindle Paperwhite. Target is my happy place too, honey. Oh, wow. That's pretty neat. A library in every oh, that's cool. That's too cool. So, um, Scorpio rising. What do you? Did you tell us what you were reading at the moment? I love my Kindle too, bookish introvert, but girl, I don't know. It's just something about a physical book that I just gotta have. I just got to have that physical book. And then of course there are books that I just don't want to pay the price for, so that's when I use my Kindle. But girl, I gotta have a book. I got to have a physical book. It I just wouldn't feel right if I didn't. Leave It to Us by AC Arthur. I haven't heard of that one. Y'all, that's why I love talking to y'all, because I always get good book recommendations. Like, you're reading a book that I have not heard of, and Book Introvert is reading a book that I have not heard of. And believe me, I'm going to go and look up those books once I get off. But I am reading my book club book, Scorpio Rising, which is First Lie Wins. And then at this present moment, I'm reading the second book of Laura Nolan. If only I had told her. Y'all, this book is breaking it's breaking my heart. And then I'm reading The Dinner List. But y'all, this book is breaking my heart. I thought the first book, well, the first book did not break my heart. It was kind of, you know, not sad. It was, you know, romantic. You know, you just want them two to be together. But this one here, this one is breaking my heart. This one is really breaking my heart. What's on Kindle? Oh, the Leave It to Us is on Kindle Unlimited. I have to look that up. Yeah, that is what the library is for. But as you can see, like I sometimes I don't want to return them to the library. I want to keep them and be able to read them again. There's nothing on that one. And then I have to get another one. Cause Faith got to put my truck keys up there too, and my keys got to go up there.
The lawnmower quit.
What you mean it quit? It ain't never quit on me. So you saying it's toe up?
I don't know what it did. So I can't take nothing apart.
What you mean?
Find out what's wrong with it.
Ah,
It won't let me pull it. Now check the blade, ain't nothing.
nah, I didn't. I don't know. I didn't. I don't know what I'm gonna do because I can't. I'm not finna buy another lawnmower. That lawnmower.
I'm gonna work on it.
Are you reading? You reading which one in August? The first one? Oh, the first one. Oh, you read the first one, but you're reading the second. You're gonna read the second one in August. No, there's nothing wrong with buying books. I like buying books. I like libraries too, though. So we're on the same page. Um, there was an author, y'all, that I actually hear so much about, and I haven't gotten a chance to read any of his books. Have y'all read any of S.A. Crosby books? I'm desperately waiting to get to this one because I hear so much about this book right here. Even though I have another book on my shelf by this same author, but I just hear so much about this book. But they said all his books are good. That first book, Scorpio rising, it had me. It did had me because like I wanted Finn and Autumn to be together. But this second book, that's the book that is like having me want to cry every page of that book. That second book, this book is the truth. So after this one, um, hopefully the other books that I'm reading is not gonna make me cry. But usually after I read a book like this, I have to hit up a thriller because it's like I gotta get my mind back right. Okay. What books have you read by S.A. Crosby? Yeah, I've heard some good things about him too. I'm very, very eager to read one of it. I'm eager to read that book. Have y'all read the Boys of Tomlin series? Tomlin series? Tomlin. The Binding 13 series. I hear a lot about this series too. I read this one. I'm on book 2. Book 1 really didn't do it for me. But book 2 is a whole lot better than book 1. That Black Top Wasteland. That's an S.A. Crosby book. Mm. Scorpio rising, do you have the reading journals like for the book reviews? Do you do those? It's an S.A. Crosby book. I have one other book by S.A. Crosby, and these are like the only two books that I have from him. All the Sinners Bleed. Have you seen this one? Book Introvert. So this one and this one are like the only two books I have by S.A. Crosby. I haven't read either one of them, but I have so many books, y'all, and I just can't get to them all. But they are on my list. I usually like try to have them on my little TBR card here, so I know like what I need to be reading versus trying to pick out what I'm gonna read on my shelf. And I have a lot of memoirs too. Do y'all read memoirs? Like I've read the Michelle Obama, the Viola Davis, Will Smith, Barack Obama, the Janetta McCurdy, and then Tiffany Haddish. Like I've read those memoirs. I'm hoping that I can get Jada Pickett's on audio because I really want to read her memoir as well. And I do have it on my shelf. What you thought about All Sinners Bleed? Was it good? Do you like memoirs? Well, obviously, you say you haven't read them in a while. So, Jay, you think it's tore up?
I don't know till in the morning I can see.
What you ran over to make it do that?
It was something out there in the grass. I couldn't see it.
Oh my God.
I know a guy got a lawnmower.
Who gonna buy it?
I don't forget it. I got Debbie on. Man, what you doing?
I am on live on Facebook. I mean YouTube. You wanna join?
No.
It was good. Yeah, I'm gonna get around to reading it. A work friend of mine gave me this book, and she wanted me to read this book to see. She wanted my reviews on this book. She tried to read it, but she said it just wasn't doing it for her. So she gave me this book. She wanted me to try to read this book and give her my reviews on this book. I told her I did not want to do it because like I have so many books that is on my TBR and that I need to read, and that I won't get to it as fast as she might think that I won't. Will, if she wants this book back, she'll just have to get it back, and I'll just have to buy it if I'm gonna read it. But it's on my cart, but I don't know when I get to it. Yeah, I can understand that too. Like I have a lot of books on my shelf that I probably think I never read, so I'm like gonna unhaul them at a little free library. Because when I first started reading books, I was like, I was just picking up books that I felt like I liked because I really wasn't into a genre then. So I think there's a lot of them on my shelf that I probably would never read. So like I said, I'll unhaul them to a little free library because I love doing that. And I'm picking up the books that I actually read, and I'm a big mood reader as well. So like I can say, okay, I could pick a book off my shelf and say, well, I'm gonna read this book. And before I settle down to read that book, I'll probably read a whole totally different book. Like my vibe changes like sometimes just that quick. You read which book several years ago? Which book you read several years ago? Or was it the one that I just showed? Hey, Lisa Howard. Book Introvert, are you talking about the one that I just showed? This one right here? It's about 400 pages long. Um, I mean, it looked like it has a lot of dialogue in it, so I'm pretty sure that it might not be that bad to read. Um, has a lot of dialogue, probably a lot of conversation, but I don't know. I'm just not into reading it at this moment. Okay, so you do say that this is a good writing. Okay. Well, y'all, I need like 10 of me to read all these books that I want to read. Audio helps me out so much to get a lot of the books that I want to read. Because like I can read them anywhere. Usually when I'm at home, I'm listening to an audiobook and trying to look at YouTube, catch up on my YouTube videos, or filming a YouTube video. And if I'm not doing that, I am listening to an audiobook or reading a book physically. And like when I'm in my car, I really don't listen to the radio and things like that anymore. Like I'm listening to an audiobook. So like it's like I'm reading all the time. And I love it. Like I do. Lisa, what book are you currently reading? And what books do you like? So, guys, do y'all think this time of the evenings is pretty good to, like come on so we can share our thoughts and things that we're reading currently and just talk about books to each other? You know that's used oil, right? Okay, you like this time? Good, good. And what about on the weekend though? Like, does it have to be like after 7, or like on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday? It can be like anytime. Okay, book introvert. Thank you. Book introvert. I'm glad that you actually noticed that I was on, because like you comment on a lot of my videos and community tabs, and like I just want to tell you personally that I really do appreciate you, and um you helped me also to make up my mind to change my name from Yolanda's Journal into Yolanda's Book. So I thank you for that. The weekends is good too, like for 7 or like anytime. Okay. Jake, do you like to read books?
No.
Do y'all significant others like to read books? Cause mine don't. And if y'all seen earlier when my brother was on, and I showed the fantasy book, he was like, heck no. Okay, Sharon. Mid afternoons. Okay. Cool beans. That sound good to me. What books has he been reading for 7 years? That's the same reading. Ca- Camilla. Okay, good to know y'all name other than y'all titles. Sharon and Camilla. That's Camilla. Yeah. My niece name is Camilla. So do y'all like to hit up the coffee shops and read? Or like, where do y'all like to read at besides at home? Because I like to read outside, especially when the weather permits. And I like to go to the park and read. I like to go to books shops and read. And I actually really and truly love to go when I go book shopping. Sometimes I like to sit in those little chairs that they have there and like read a chapter or two. Gordon Parks. What is that? Gordon. I'm about to look that up. I mean, like, what type of books are those? Because obviously he like them. He been reading them for 7 years. Oh, girl, Sharon. I'm looking at what you wrote. Reading the same book, like one book. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Well, dang. Like both. Of you. I didn't know who that was. Well, ooh. Well, I mean, I wonder what kind of that. I don't know. That don't seem like it'll entice me to read a book like that. I mean, mm, all kinds of books, Lisa. Um, so you don't have like ones that you just specific like when you go into the bookstore, it's like that's the first section you hit before you hit any section. You don't have any books of that kind. Okay. He's just a reader. Oh my God, one book? It seemed like that would get boring, Sharon. Oh, so it that kind of book is of interest to him. Understandable. I have not seen Gordon Parks' works, but I once we get off this live, we've been on here about 50 minutes. I will look that up because that's very interesting to me. I want to see like his photos if he was a photographer, but as far as like reading his book, I don't know. He just isn't it. So that book sharing, is it just like photos and a few words? Okay. Well, Camille, I'm gonna definitely look up Gordon Parks when we get off of here. We're gonna get off of here in a few minutes. Black history books, and see, and that's my thing. Like, I have not gotten into history books. Like, I don't know. I have not tried to read one, but I know how I felt about history in school, and I'm like, that's so boring. So like, I haven't gotten into history books. Maybe the history books that you get out of the bookstores is like different than school history books. So I might try one. If you can get Lisa, give me a good recommendation of one Black history book. I'll check it out, and maybe you can spark me into history book reading. Oh, it's a memoir. That could be interesting to me. I'll definitely look that up because I like memoirs. And I guess I don't know. It might be interesting to me for Gordon Parks because like especially with me vlogging and taking pictures and stuff like that. That might be interesting to me. Thanks for that. Cause I hear a lot about historical fiction too. And what historical fiction books are y'all reading? Because when you tell me take you down the rabbit hole, I kind of think of Alice in Wonderland, but I know that's fantasy because don't know during animals talk, huh?
What a flower at?
Jake is in there. You just gotta look for it. It's in a Ziploc bag. So before I get off here, y'all, Sharon and Lisa, give me a recommendation for a good Black history historical fiction book, so I can either look it up on my Kindle and read it, which that's probably what I'll do other than spending monies on it, or go to the library and see if I can find it, so I can see if I can brighten my horizon. That's it with some historical fiction books. Do y'all like to journal? Did you know, Sharon, like my channel was Yolanda's Journaling because I was really into journaling, and which I still am now. But like I said, I like to memory journal, and I want to be able to book journal as well. But I really want to come up with like my own book journal so I can like uh print out, photo, just make up my own. I guess that's very interesting to me because I like to journal. Can't we be friends about Marilyn Monroe and okay. Okay. Okay, good. Leave me some. Are you talking about the books that you like to read? You gonna leave me some books in the comments, Camilla? Good. That's good to know because I like journaling too. I kind of just strayed away from it just a teeny bit because, like I said, I'm always reading. But as you can see, my journaling table, like I am going to get back into it because it is something that I like to do. And like I said, I like to memory journal and scrapbook. So I'm making up like a whole room back there for just like that kind of stuff, and also my books. The First Ladies by. Yeah, I don't do it enough either. I need to. Yeah, write down some of these books y'all are telling me. So it is The First Ladies. Can I find these historical fiction books y'all are speaking of on Kindle? Or are they mainly physical books? I have to think about the best historical fiction book ever. Okay, cool beans, Camilla. Thank you. Can't we be friends? Y'all, I am really and truly gonna look up these books, and I will be glad to let y'all know how I feel about these historical fiction books and like if I will actually read any. Because I do hear a lot of people say they like history books, so but I don't know. And Gordon Parks, I'm definitely going to look up that book as well. They still want to write. Okay, good. That'll be good. Yes, you can find them on Kindle and audio. Okay, cool. Because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I really probably, if I couldn't find it on Kindle and audio, I probably wasn't gonna read them. Because I probably won't want to spend money. I probably would have gotten one, but that would have been like a stretch for me. All right, guys. So I so enjoyed y'all tonight. Thank y'all for coming on. I'm gonna get off here. I want to start reading. I got to get myself settled for tonight. I got dinner going. Somebody has dinner going, so I get off here and enjoy my other half. But I will put in my community part of my YouTube. I'll put the next time that I will actually go live here on YouTube. I know it will not be every day, so that's why I say I'll put it up there. Y'all just pay attention to that community part of that YouTube, of my YouTube page, and I'll let y'all know, like, hey, we'll be going live at 7 o'clock today or on whatever day. Good night, y'all.